Governor Abbott has announced his plan to start opening the economy tomorrow. Learn how that plan will be rolled out in the coming weeks.
If you ordered a UT ring, Texas Exes has a solution for you. Find out how UT will accommodate students during the pandemic.
And see how Austin City Council plans to help local artists after the South by Southwest cancellation. Good evening and welcome to Reporting Texas TV. I'm Kayla Peterman reporting from Austin, Texas.
And I'm Zach Leff, reporting from Long Island, New York.
Governor Greg Abbott announced a plan to allow some businesses to reopen in phases starting tomorrow. The first phase will allow retail stores, movie theaters, malls, libraries, and museums to open their doors on Friday, but are only allowed to operate at 25% capacity. The next phase will allow 50% capacity, which Abbott said could happen as soon as May 18th. Some critics, like Austin Mayor Steve Adler, believe it's too soon to open back up. There are still new confirmed cases every day in Texas, and according to the CDC, it's unknown if Texas has reached a peak in COVID-19 cases.
Governor Abbott announced his plan to reopen the Texas economy in phases. Hair salons are a part of the second phase, but it is unclear when that will actually begin. Carly Rappaport shows us how local hair salons are dealing with this uncertainty.
Definitely blown away by the responses and how fast it has spread and how many signatures there are.
Cosmetologist Sarah Johnson petitioned Texas Governor Greg Abbott to allow hairstylists to see one client at a time. Her petition has over 15,000 signatures.
Do one client at a time, wearing proper gloves and masks, and also requiring clients that come in to wash hands immediately.
Johnson believes one-on-one services would help hairstylists have more stability.
I'm not able to provide groceries for my son or anything else of the matter because I have no income.
In Virginia Beach, Al Kelly and Nicole Nash had to temporarily close their salon 1 month after opening. They are now finding creative ways to earn some extra income.
We've been trying to put a lot of fun videos, how-tos, things to do with your hair while you're at home. We've also been doing product deliveries. We basically drop it off on their doorstep, so we don't even come in contact with them.
Buzz cuts, haircuts, and hair dye are the new trend of the quarantine. Since UT student Vance Vaughn couldn't actually go to the salon, his girlfriend Harper took on the challenge.
I think it turned out okay.
For I watched a 3-minute YouTube video beforehand, and that was the only prep I had really.
Al, Nicole, and Sarah all say their clients are their motivation to power through.
In a matter of 6 weeks that I haven't been at work, there's been a lot of stories that I've missed out on, so there'll be a lot to catch up on when I get to go back.
In Virginia, I'm Carly Rappaport with Reporting Texas TV.
If you would like to sign Johnson's petition, you can find the link with this story on reportingtexas.com.
The CDC is recommending the public wear masks, but how do you know which mask will offer you the best protection? According to the CDC, N95 masks have a 95% higher filtration capacity than homemade masks. But wearing a mask, homemade or not, is better than no mask at all. UT student Janelle Romero has been helping people protect themselves by making masks for her family and friends.
My friend had texted me and she was like, I will literally pay you to make me some masks. And I was like, no. I was like, you don't have to pay me, I'll just make them.
If you want to make your own mask, Romero says cotton is the best fabric you can use because it can be cleaned and sterilized, then reused. UT's Dell Medical School is working to help the homeless community who are most at risk during the pandemic because of limited space in homeless shelters. Joined by Austin Public Health as well as other health organizations, Dell Medical School has set up a fundraiser aiming to give the homeless a place to self-quarantine. Donations have now reached over $216,000, and to contribute to the fund, you can go to hornraiser.utexas.edu.
The UT Ring celebration is one of the highlights of the spring semester. Mercedes Gonzalez tells us why students will have to wait a little longer to get their rings.
Junior Roxanne Springman had been waiting to get her UT ring since she was eligible her sophomore year.
I had already planned of what I wanted my ring to look like, what I wanted inside of it.
And so when I went to the Alumni Center, I was already ready.
One thing that makes the UT rain ceremony memorable is the photos in front of the tower and in front of the iconic Blue Door. But this year's spring ceremony was canceled due to COVID-19 concerns.
Our real focus was making sure we can get the rings to them as quickly as possible.
Baltimore, the company that makes UT's rings, stopped production due to Austin's stay-at-home orders. Payments for the rings are still due.
Continue to monitor our inboxes and make sure people know all of the information and work with them if there is any kind of issue. Right now, luckily, there hasn't been.
Texas Exes still plans to have the fall ceremony with social distancing in mind, including adding more times for people to pick up their ring on the big day. Junior Jacqueline Caveira opted to have her ring shipped to her since she is graduating this semester.
It was a huge letdown, but it's still not the worst case scenario that could be happening right now.
Springman will receive her ring at the fall ceremony. While this wasn't the spring ceremony they planned, both students still look forward to opening their UT ring box.
Not only did I sit there thinking forever I was never going to get it, I was able to get it. Now I just have to wait patiently.
Mercedes Gonzalez, reporting Texas TV.
With no spring ceremony, Texas Exes offers 3 ring delivery options: shipping the ring directly to the student, picking it up at the Alumni Center, or receiving it at the fall ceremony.
If you're a local artist who's been affected by the South by Southwest cancellation, City Council's got your back. Andrew Almeter tells us how local artists feel about the new relief fund.
For almost 2 months, the nightlife in the live music capital of the world has been shuttered. Since COVID-19 caused the cancellation of South by Southwest in early March, musicians and venues have struggled.
Streaming, I'm sure you know, is not a huge source of revenue. For most artists, live shows are really kind of our bread and butter.
Austin-based group TC Superstars frontman Connor McCampbell says the band's savings and an increase in merch sales have kept them out of financial trouble for now. But not all artists are so fortunate, as many private relief funds have been overwhelmed with requests for aid.
And I think I've applied for like 1 or 2 of the relief things, but there's so many people out there that need help. I absolutely don't expect anything there.
Last Thursday, Austin City Council unanimously approved a $1.5 million emergency fund to benefit individual musicians. Now they are deciding how to manage the fund and who will qualify to receive money from it.
TC Superstar played their first charity live stream last Saturday and raised a couple $100 for this venue, Cheer Up Charlie's, and its staff. They plan to do 2 more streams, each benefiting different venues around town.
We're doing a show next, I want to say it's May 9th, where we're performing with TC Superstar on Instagram Live to do a benefit show for local venues. And that's just trying to use like our platform and our abilities to try and help the venues that are actually suffering.
TC Superstar will host their second live stream to benefit another venue, Hotel Vegas in East Austin, this Saturday. You can find out more information on their Instagram page. I'm Andrew Almeida, reporting Texas TV.
Despite the pandemic causing cancellations of big events in Austin, Formula One chairman Chase Carey says they are still planning to start the 2020 season this summer. In a statement made Monday, Carey says he hopes to begin the races in early July. Formula One is one of the main attractions that bring people to Austin every year. The race car and other sporting events that take place at the Circuit of Americas had a $3.1 billion impact on Austin metro area since 2010, according to CODA's website.
Learn how 2 UT students have used their coding skills to help others during the COVID-19 pandemic.
And stick around to see if this week's hot weather will continue into the weekend. While UT students are keeping up with their courses remotely, many are doing more than just their classwork. Bailey Abramowitz spoke to 2 computer science majors who spent their free time developing a website for the benefit of others.
Some companies were destined to be successful during a pandemic, but for others, their ideas weren't born until they were absolutely necessary. Amir Mustafavi and Aliyah Jam created COVID-19.
COVID19.com, but with a K.
an organization to knock out coronavirus while connecting people.
I got a call from my grandma. She wanted to buy some groceries. So I called one of my friends that was back in Dallas to go help her out. Then I was like, well, why don't we make a website that like matches people based on zip code and the helps they offer.
COVID-19 pairs people in 3 different categories: groceries, dog walking, and technical help.
We realized we might add another feature separately for like buying medicines.
On their website, users can easily select if they want to give their time or request someone's time. You simply select which of the 3 categories you want to give or need help in: your name, phone number, and zip code.
The website matches people automatically based on zip code and specific request, while keeping their phone numbers and personal information safe.
Based on the zip codes that we have, it's kind of like all over the place, but the most of the pairs that we were getting are in Texas. We have a lot of help givers, but we don't have as many help seekers.
COVID-19 was launched on April 13th, and the website already has 300 users signed up and 30 active pairs helping each other out. But in the 3-day span of coming up with the idea and creating the website, the pair couldn't come up with just one name.
Helpaboomer.com, and we actually have that domain as well. And there's also another one, quarantinehelp.us, that also takes you to the same website.
If you want to give or get help, no matter where you are, go to covid19.com or helpaboomer.com. Mustafavi and Ajam are soon releasing another website, printforacause.com, to help provide 3D printed PPEs. For Reporting Texas TV, I'm Bailey Abramowitz.
Airlines across the country, like many businesses, have been negatively impacted by the coronavirus. With thousands of flight cancellations and hundreds of airline workers sent home, Colby Frazier shows us what airline employees think of the uncertainty in their industry.
The coronavirus pandemic has created a major strain in the travel industry, leaving airlines across the country facing major financial losses. With people being more cautious, airlines continue to see a decline in travel, despite incredibly low flight prices from major carriers. Southwest Airlines has begun to cut more than 1,000 of their daily flights in an attempt to meet the falling demand for air travel. Dahlia White, a Southwest Airlines employee, says that working during a global pandemic is a scary and surreal experience.
We had an average of about 4,000 flights a day. And just to give you an idea, now we're probably down to about 1,200 flights a day. So that's less than half.
The long-term implications of COVID-19 on the airline industry are still unclear. But the International Air and Transport Association estimates that the industry as a whole could lose up to $113 billion of revenue in 2020 as a result of the coronavirus. In Dallas, Texas, I'm Colby Frazier, reporting Texas TV.
In response to the corona outbreak, other U.S. airlines are making new safety policies for both their passengers and employees. This week, JetBlue Airlines announced that they will require all passengers to wear face masks starting on May 4th. This comes after the airline required all crew members to wear face masks while on the job. American Airlines also announced that they will be requiring all flight attendants to wear face masks starting May 1st.
During this pandemic, it may be hard to keep up with the 2020 presidential election, but there are new developments in the race. This week, Hillary Clinton announced she is endorsing the presumptive Democratic nominee, Joe Biden. During a virtual town hall, Clinton said the country needs a leader like the former vice president right now. Clinton is the latest endorsement by a major Democrat for Biden, which includes Barack Obama, Bernie Sanders, and Nancy Pelosi. Today we saw sunny skies and felt that spring heat, but is that here to stay? Haley Pevsner has your weekend weather forecast next.
Shaka Smart landed his first recruit for the 2020 class. Stick around to learn more about this 5-star recruit.
Welcome back to Reporting Texas TV. I'm reporting to you from Dallas, Texas, where the weather is really starting to heat up. Things are getting even hotter in Austin, with most highs this week nearing 90 or above. Morning storms yesterday left hundreds of Austinites without power, but skies cleared up by afternoon and temperatures reached the mid-80s. Tonight we'll have mostly clear skies with a low around 60 degrees. You can expect more of the same on Friday, with a little more heat, lots of sunshine, and a high near 90. Our forecast suggests partly cloudy skies in the evening with a low around 65. Saturday will bring mostly sunny weather with a mostly cloudy evening and a low around 70 degrees. The sunny weather will continue into Sunday and throughout the weekend, with Sunday's high nearing 100 degrees. You can expect partly cloudy skies in the evening and a low around 70 degrees. That's all for me. I'm Haley Pesner. Back to you, Zach and Kayla.
While many Austinites are quarantined, it's not stopping one UT music group from performing together.
DKR gets a facelift. We'll take a look at the new video outlining all of the changes to the stadium.
Good evening. I'm Laura Lawhead reporting for this week's Sports Desk from Houston, Texas. Longhorn football fans, even though we might not be getting our regular season this fall, some players got some much needed good news this week. 4 Longhorns were selected during the 2020 NFL Draft.
To the ground, Brandon Jones.
The first Longhorn taken off the board was safety Brandon Jones. He will be taking his talents to the Miami Dolphins as the team's 6th pick in the 3rd round. Jones caught the eye of the NFL team with the UT leading 86 tackles and 4 interceptions, including one against powerhouse UT rival Oklahoma. Receiver Devin Duvernay joins the Baltimore Ravens as the 28th pick in the 3rd round and the 2nd Longhorn player selected in the draft. The Ravens were likely impressed with his performance against LSU last September, where he scored 2 touchdowns with 154 yards receiving against the Tigers. The 3rd Longhorn selected was Colin Johnson, the 6'6", 222-pound wide receiver. He joined the Jacksonville Jaguars as the 19th pick in the 5th round. During his UT career, he had 188 catches, the 6th most catches in team history, and 15 touchdowns. The 4th Longhorn leaving for the NFL is Texas defensive lineman Malcolm Roach. He returns to his home state as an undrafted free agent for the New Orleans Saints. The Baton Rouge native led the Longhorns' defense during his senior year in each of his 12 starts. Some even better news for Texas basketball. 5-star basketball recruit Greg Brown verbally committed to Texas last Friday. The Vandergrift High School senior from Austin is the number 9 overall prospect and the number 1 power forward in this year's recruiting class. Here's a word on Brown from head coach Shaka Smart.
First of all, he's a great kid from a really good family, and he's someone that loves to work. And so you're adding a guy who's got a real good work ethic and passion for the game. At 6'9", he's a phenomenal athlete. He plays with a level of violence that you usually don't see in kids coming out of high school.
Brown's commitment has some fans saying that although this one-man recruiting class is Shaka Smart's smallest yet, it may actually be his best recruiting class during his UT tenure. If you didn't already want to be a UT football player, you will now. Take a look at this digital mock-up for DKR's new $200 million South End Zone. On this virtual tour, you get to see everything from the players' lounge and the head coach suite to the hydrotherapy room and a barbershop. You can go to BurntOrangeNation.com to take the tour yourself. But until we get to see this completed project, Longhorn fans, here's something to sustain you. Tomorrow, May 1st, Texas Athletics is hosting My Texas Tailgate. It's an all-day virtual tailgate for Texas fans across the country. The event will include messages from current student athletes, alumni, performances from Longhorn City Limits, and more. Personally, I'm hoping Longhorn legend Matthew McConaughey will be making an appearance. For this week's Sports Desk, I'm Laura Lawhead.
Coming up, we'll see how one mariachi group on campus has found their footing after moving performances online.
And stick around to hear about what footage the Pentagon released on Monday. You won't want to miss it.
While Texas has been sheltered in place over the last few weeks, musicians have been looking for new ways to spread their music. Faith Castle shows us how one group is keeping their performances alive, mariachi style.
First-year violinist Victoria Canales finds the rhythm at home while practicing her mariachi music every week for the upcoming performance. It's unlike anything she and fellow group members have seen before.
Now we can't look at anybody for reference.
So Canales and her band Mariachi Paredes, a performance mariachi ensemble, are creating their own path. The group decided to transition all their performances online to provide music for their audience. Group director Monica Fogelquist says the group is now creating music through technology. They record a separate audio and video file and edit it together.
I think that it's a good way for us to keep our musical skills up and problem solve even from afar.
Their tracks, recorded at home, now function as a group performance displayed on Facebook and their new Twitter account. First violinist Wilma Rodriguez says, practicing has been difficult in the new transition.
It's not like we can just get in a Zoom meeting and just practice together, because due to lag or just not being able to see someone or hear someone right there, it gets really confusing.
However, Mariachi Paredes gained a new set of fans since going virtual. Their first video posted 2 weeks ago received over 9,000 views.
We're actually right now, I think, able to reach a much wider audience than we normally would.
Fogelquist says due to their new growing social presence, the students may continue virtual performances even when normal activities resume. Faith Castle, Reporting Texas TV.
If you want to check out their performances, we have them linked under this story over at reportingtexas.com.
On Monday, the Pentagon released official footage of unexplained aerial phenomena. The videos circulated around the internet for years, and the Department of Defense finally confirmed their authenticity. Navy pilots filmed the unknown objects during training exercises in 2014 and 2015. The Pentagon first publicly acknowledged the existence of UFOs in 2019, and this is the first footage they say is official.
Thanks for joining us tonight on Reporting Texas TV.
If you would like to check out any of our stories or newscasts, please visit reportingtexas.com. We'll see you next Thursday. Good night.